right, thanks for tuning in. I just wanted to show a really simple trick for making a lit display. So if you ever need to make like a really small display screen, and it doesn't need to be animated, you don't need to, or you don't, either want to invest in a tiny little LCD display or something like that, here's a really simple way to make a lit up display. So this is just a frame, a little plastic frame. So it could be 3D printed, you could fabricate it, you could scratch build it, whatever. And then I made a graphic for this Zorg ZF1 build. And this back is supposed to be like an ammo counter display thing. It's never really shown. It's just sort of like a bluish glowing square in the back of the scope. So I made my own little graphic for that, like how many rounds there are, how much fuel there is in the flamethrower or whatever. And then what I did was I just laser printed it onto a piece of paper, and then I stuck a clear piece of plastic on top of that. So that was just like literally a little tiny clear piece of plastic from like a takeout food container or something, right? And that just provides a bit of gloss over the graphic. And then what you do behind is you fabricate. In this case, I made a little 3D printed sort of backing housing, just sort of like a pyramid shaped thing with a hole for a 5mm LED. And then what you do is you stuff it with batting. So this is like the batting that you would put in a stuffed animal. You can use a cotton ball, whatever. And what it does is it diffuses that LED back there. If you didn't have that batting to act as a diffuser, you would just get a dot. You would just get a white dot in the middle. But by putting the batting in there, when you push this behind, when you push that behind there like that, and I'm going to glue it in place, of course, and then you turn it on, it totally looks like a lit display. All right? So I'm just going to zoom in there so you can see that, right? So, I mean, it's pretty small. It's, I think, less than an inch. This little display screen here, and it was just really simple to make, and I use that trick all the time for illuminated switches and buttons and what are supposed to be little interface display things when I don't want to spend like $30-40 on a full color LCD screen, and an Arduino and all that kind of stuff, and the coding and whatever to like wire it all up and make a graphic for it. Instead, you can just print a graphic on a piece of paper. And I actually find I have actually printed them on acetate material, like for overhead projector stuff. You can go to Staples, or if you got a laser printer at home or an inkjet printer, you can actually print it on sort of like that sort of acetate material, just to get a bit of a shine on the screen. But what I find is it doesn't glow as good as just printing it on paper. So this is just a super simple trick. Either laser printed or inkjet on paper, put a piece of plastic on top, glue it down, and make that little housing back there. You can see it's lit up back here, right? Because it's illuminated. I made a white box for it. But once you put all your stuff on, right, there's the cover for the back, just magnetizes on, right? From a distance, even handling it up close, like right now my camera's like 3 inches away from that display, and you probably couldn't tell that it was just a piece of paper, right? So that's just a really simple way to make a lit up display for your prop. All right, I hope that helps you out. Thanks for tuning in.